Hi, and here's today's reflection. In our first reading from the Acts of the Apostles today, we see a community that is rooted in prayer and bold in witness. We know this because of their immense love for each other and their concern for each other. We are told that they were of one heart and one mind and held everything in common. We are told that if they had property, they sold it, and everybody gave the money that they had to the apostles, and that the apostles then redistributed that money to the members of the community, each according to their need. And when I say all their money, I mean all of it, like Barnabas. Keep reading to chapter 5 and see what happens to Ananias and his wife when they don't give all the proceeds of a property sale to the apostles. Now, what are we supposed to do with a reading like this? Do we dismiss it as some sort of utopian dream world? Do we justify the fact that we don't live this way anymore because of our current complex economic and political system? I would just like to offer some insight in the way that I see this reading. How the early church is acting, to me, sounds a lot like the virtue of solidarity. Now you may ask, what is solidarity, Michael? Well, I'm going to tell you. Actually, I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to let someone who is much smarter than I tell you, and that is to use the words of St. Pope John Paul II. In one of his encyclicals, he writes that solidarity is not a feeling of vague compassion or shallow distress at the misfortunes of so many people, both near and far. On the contrary, it is a firm and persevering determination to commit oneself to the common good. That is to say, for the good of all and each individual, because we really are responsible for all. We are responsible for each other. We are responsible for each other. We are responsible for each other. Sometimes the impact that we have on each other is more than we know. This pandemic has made that abundantly clear. And our actions should reflect this reality. In just about everything we do, we should be asking ourselves, how is what I'm doing right now going to make the lives of other people better? In the early church, that meant giving all they had to the apostles to make sure that their fellow community members were taken care of. In our time, right now, it means washing your hands, practicing social distancing, disinfecting surfaces, staying home if you're sick, and wearing masks so that our fellow community members can be taken care of. Our life in Christ is inextricably linked to one another. We don't just have a personal relationship with Jesus, but a social one. This is exactly what it means to be church. And when we are in relationship, there are demands made upon us. Virtues such as solidarity and the common good are there precisely to remind us of this bond that we have with one another. So like the early church, let's take this seriously. Our lives may depend on it.